Good morning. I'm Iftikhar Ahmad, President and CEO of Rhode Island Airport Corporation. We're happy to have you all back to Rhode Island T.F. Green International Airport this morning for a major announcement by Breeze Airways. We're glad to see so many supporters of the airport, including state officials as well as representatives of Rhode Island tourism and hospitality sector. In a moment, I will introduce Tom Doxie, a longtime veteran of airline industry, now serving as president of Breeze Airways, for an announcement that will be music to the proverbial ears of Rhode Island's economy for years to come. Before I introduce Mr. Doxie for his very important announcement, I want to recognize some of our honored guests in attendance. We got Mayor Traficani, our board member, who's here with us. We also have Jeff Bogosian, our board member, with us. We have Michael Lazarus, board member of Breeze, with us today. We have Eva Mancuso, policy advisor to the governor, with us. We also have Hillary Fagan, who's the president of Commerce Corp, that's with us today, and Janet Raymond, senior vice president of Chamber, that's also with us. We also have Jim Smith, who is vice president of Breeze, and Eric Fletcher, who has been very, very active in putting all these agreements together with us. And Anika Kimball-Hentley, who is our CMO for the state. So with that, it is wonderful to have so many friends of the airport here today, and I thank you all for joining us. As most of you know, RAC oversees 6 airports in Rhode Island. According to the FAA, aviation has an economic impact of $2.7 billion with 19,000 jobs associated with that expenditure. For us, it is all about economy and the jobs. More service and competition at the airport by different airlines bring the fares down. Time, connectivity, and fares are important to business and passengers at large. With more service and good fares at PVD, we can retain the businesses we have here, recruit new ones, and attract tourists to come visit this great state, which in turn increases business activity in Rhode Island. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Tom Doxie, president of Breeze Airways. Tom comes to Breeze from United Airlines, where he oversees the airline's global technical operations functions and a team of more than 13,000 employees. Mr. Doxie started his aviation career with US Airways before joining Allegiant Air as vice president of fleet and corporate finance. Breeze is truly fortunate to be able to draw upon Tom's expertise. This morning, he is here to give us some great news. Tom?
Well, thanks everybody. My name's Tom Doxie, as Iftikhar said, and I'm the president of Breeze Airways. Really, really excited to be here today, joined by Michael Lazarus, who's one of our board members who lives here in Rhode Island, and just ecstatic to be here. Thank you, Governor McKee, Senator Reed, for making today possible. We're excited to share this news with both of you. Appreciate everything that's gone into this, and a whole host of others who are here as well. So since launching here a year ago, the community, the airport, and the state of Rhode Island have completely embraced Breeze and have made Providence and PVD one of our fastest growing cities and airports. Today we serve 5 cities. You can see some cities listed here today. Charleston, I flew up on the Charleston flight last night, a very full flight, which was great. Jacksonville, Norfolk, Pittsburgh, and Richmond. Today, we mentioned that we would have an exciting announcement, and here it is. So we are thrilled to continue that growth with the announcement that TF Green International will become a base of operations in 2023, and that we will also be adding nonstop service to both Los Angeles and Savannah next year, as well as returning the seasonal service to Columbus. So the question is, well, what does that mean to be a base? What that means is that we would plan to put up to 8 airplanes here and continue to expand to more markets. Next year, we would plan on having 20 flights per week, and as we go through the next several years by 2027 to have 20 or more different destinations. That means 250 plus jobs, and I really shouldn't say jobs, I should say careers. Airlines have high-paying careers, and what's unique about airlines in particular is that many of those high-paying jobs don't require college education. Some of them do, of course, but these are high-paying careers that really are an investment in the community. I'll finish by talking about something that we're really proud of, which is that you may have seen in just the last few weeks that a publication called Travel and Leisure voted us as the #2 domestic airline, ahead of airlines like JetBlue and Delta and Alaska, and less than 1 point, it was on a scale of 100, less than 1 point behind first place Hawaiian. And what I like to say to our team is that I think it says two things. The first thing that it says is that our guests really like what we've done so far. But second and most importantly, I think they like what we can become. And certainly announcements like what we're making here today are a part of what we are becoming. First and foremost, as we think about what would allow us to be able to get into that #2 ranking, it's our people. You hear the tagline, hopefully you've heard the tagline, seriously nice, that we use. First and foremost, that's about our people. And if you've flown on our airline, if you've been a guest on our airline, you've seen our team members do just that. It feels different. Iftikhar mentioned that I've been at a few different airlines. This airline feels different, and hopefully you've had a chance to fly us and you've seen that. Second to our people is that we have set the airline up in a way that is seriously nice. We've set it up differently. And this airport certainly is a part of that. The biggest part of the way that we've set this airline up differently is by offering non-stop flights. 97% of our routes, by the way, are non-competitive on a non-stop basis. So we've set up these non-stop flights to very convenient airports. We like to say that you can get there in half the time, twice as fast for half the time, right? Or I'm sorry, half the price. Twice as fast for half the price. Yeah, that's how you say it. It's really an incredible thing. You know, I was on a flight last night, and there was a little girl sitting in front of me, and they were coming to visit Nana, is what she said. And I loved what our flight attendant, she said, you know, a lot of people fly this flight to come visit Nana. You know, the flight was an hour and a half. I came up from Charleston, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Really, really convenient, and to really convenient airports as well. Charleston's a very convenient airport, and this is a very convenient airport. It takes you less time to travel. The traffic's usually not as bad. The TSA lines are shorter. The parking's cheaper. The list goes on and on. It's just a more convenient way to travel. We've also built in a lot of flexibility. You can cancel your flight or change your flight up to 15 minutes before departure without any change fees or any cancel fees. That makes us unique. We seat families together. You may have heard President Biden talk about wanting to have airlines sit families together at no cost. Well, we've been doing that since we started. So we've set this airline up to be very, very different and unique. It's about our people and the way that we've structured it. And this airport and this community just fits so perfectly into what we do. So we're excited to be here today. We are excited to be able to announce this new base, to announce the additional routes that we will be flying. And again, it's half the cost, and you can do it twice as fast. So thanks, everybody. Iftikhar, back to you.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you all at Breeze Airways who have worked so hard to help grow this wonderful airline and establish new connections between Rhode Island and the nation. We at TF Green recognized from the start that opportunities to significantly expand operations and routes are rare in aviation industry. And we couldn't be happier to see how Breeze has literally put Rhode Island on the map with new connections throughout the nation, and we hope one day, soon, the globe. It's now my pleasure to introduce Governor Dan McKee, who upon becoming governor, quickly recognized that our tourism economy can significantly strengthen the state's continued economic recovery. Governor, please accept our appreciation for all you and the Department of Commerce have done to make this day possible. Thank you for all you do to make Rhode Island a thriving tourism and hospitality economy. Governor.
It's a good day. It's a really It is a really good day here, and Tom, thank you so much for being here and bringing your presence as president of the Breeze Airlines, and thank you for choosing Rhode Island. We're going to tell you a little bit about Rhode Island. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to the people in the state of Rhode Island, and so that you know the type of state that you're actually coming to. Senator Reid, thank you so much. Every time I get to the microphone, even though it's a couple minutes or a couple seconds, I want to thank our congressional delegation. Senator Reid leading the congressional delegation. Congratulations on the historic legislation that was passed over the weekend. I can't wait to be there. Hopefully I'm going to be there when that bill is finally signed, in terms of the, working on the important issues that are important to the state of Rhode Island. And the Speaker Sakachi. We're here in large part because of the leadership that came from the General Assembly, the Speaker, our President. We're seeing, a leader here today, Leader McCaffrey. Thank you so much. We are going to make Rhode Island this destination state, and we're reflecting that in our budget, Tom. So we're not only making sure that we responded to the pandemic in a real aggressive way. We're #1 in the country in vaccinations. We're #2 in the country in reopening our economy. #1 in the Northeast, lowest unemployment we've ever had, and still good paying jobs. You're bringing good paying careers to the state of Rhode Island. The momentum is here, and we're going to take full advantage of it. And Mayor Picozzi, we know that we're in Warwick. I know you're going to say that, but we are in Warwick. I get to welcome people here to the airport here, T.F. Green International Airport, and becoming a base for Breeze Airways. Thank you very much. Give a little round of applause for Breeze Airways, and let's welcome them here to the state of Rhode Island. These types of jobs will include pilots and flight attendants and aircraft mechanics and ground personnel. The average annual salary in that $70,000 to $100,000, $90,000 range. This is what our goal is in the state, is to increase people's incomes and do it one industry at a time, do it one person at a time, and it requires investments that are being made in the state right now, as Breeze is doing right now. So thank you so much. These are good family sustaining jobs in the state, and I'll repeat. Everybody said, well, might have a recession, might have a little downturn. The best defense against a downturn in the economy is jobs, good paying jobs. So we can't wait to see this start to materialize here. This announcement is more than just about jobs. It will create a base of operations here, right in Warwick, right at the airport. By the way, I believe last time I checked, I think we're like in the top 3 in the country in terms of a convenience airport and a hospitality airports. And I just heard we have the best bathrooms in the country relative to welcoming people here, right? Yes. The increased routes means bringing in more tourists and visitors to Rhode Island. Rhode Island is going to be a bucket list state. We are going to put the Rhode Island on the map, and people not only in the country, but around the world want to put Rhode Island on their list, because we have a destination that's worth visiting. So the increased tourism and overnight visitors means more direct spending in our economy, supporting hotels, restaurants, and small businesses. And our small businesses are the backbone of our state, and we got to make sure that we continue to make good things happen for them, because in all our communities, we have 39 cities and towns, by the way. 39 cities and towns in the state, Tom. Everyone's important, and each community that makes up the communities in the state of Rhode Island are important. So Rhode Island tourism currently comprises approximately 13.7% of the state's total private sector employment in Rhode Island. 2019, the state hosted 26 million visitors. 26 million visitors, and a total travel economy surpassed over $7 billion. That's why we're going to invest in tourism, in the hospitality, and we're going to invest in the state of Rhode Island in a way that we've never seen before. And partnering in with our Speaker and Senate President, ongoing, we've got a great deal more to accomplish. But tourism has generated $843 million in state and local taxes in 2019. Increased tourism will generate millions in new revenues that will go to support cities and towns. As I said, we just managed the largest surplus in the state's history. And what did we do with that surplus? With partnership with our Speaker and with the Senate, we invested that in our economy. We invested those dollars back into economy. That's exactly what we intend to do going forward. So I'll conclude by saying announcements like this take a team to make it happen. And I know from day one, Ithaca, you've been leading the charge, right, on this issue, but you had partners. Not only with Commerce, with Secretary Pryor, now Secretary Tanner, along with Hillary Fagan and others, to make this really work. But we also have partnerships in the General Assembly. And we can't forget the importance of that. Nothing happens in the state without a good partnership amongst many people, whether it's at the airport, now with the Breeze, your partners with us, and as well as Commerce, my office, General Assembly, the small business and the business community in the state of Rhode Island. We're very pleased that this continues the momentum like Rhode Island has never seen before. And to be part of that and to partner in with you and the Breeze is just a privilege, and I thank everybody for being here to celebrate this really great occasion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor. On behalf of all at the Airport Corporation, I want to thank you for your leadership and cooperative tenacity to help make good things happen for the state. As you have shown, when Rhode Island works together, we can accomplish great things for the people of our state. Our next speaker truly needs no introduction. He has served this state with tenacity for decades of public service to ensure that Rhode Island receives its fair share and then some when it comes to securing federal assistance to support our state's airport system. You know, $2.7 billion economic impact, 19,000 jobs, needs investment on the going basis, and nobody, and I've been in many states. This is my 5th airport system in the last one. Nobody has done it better, as I have watched it, better than Jack Reed. And so Senator Reed, thank you. Thank you, Secretary.
Well, thank you very much, Iftikhar, not only for those kind words, but for your great leadership here. And this is a very special moment. Tom, thank you. You and the Breeze team making a real contribution to this state and this region. It is really a great airline embracing a great airport, and we celebrate that. Thank you so much. Governor McKee, thank you for your leadership. Speaker Sakatri, always at the forefront, along with Mike McCaffrey, my colleague from the old Senate days. Mayor, thank you very, very much. And Jonathan Savage, the director of the board, thank you, Jonathan. We've all said this. This airport is an engine of economic growth for Rhode Island and for the region. And it's directly tied to our long-term prospects. This will be an obvious contribution to our tourist industry, but also it will be a key link in attracting businesses to Rhode Island. Because nowadays, if you have good air connections as well as good other connections, that's where you want to be. And you've helped us make that approach to businesses all across this country. It's really nice when an airline announces additional routes. It is great when you announce that this is going to be a base of operations. So thank you, Tom, for that very, very much. And it also shows that the federal investments we've made are paying off, that they're really investments. They're not just money, they're investments. It includes nearly $200 million to extend the runway. And I'm an infantry officer, not an aviator, but without a long runway, you can't go to Europe or to California, correct? Yes. Okay, I know that much about, yeah, okay. In addition, just over the last 2 years, we've provided the airport with $32 million in federal aid and assistance, and they've used it very, very well. This airport does have the greatest bathrooms in America. I check them twice a week, and so far they've passed. These investments by federal resources pay real dividends, and we're seeing one of those dividends today. This is an airport that we're all very proud of in Rhode Island, and we're so pleased that Breeze is extending its base of operations to T.F. Green International Airport, and I have to say it right. You know, demand is returning for air traffic, and you're going to be positioned to serve that demand, and we are just delighted. So congratulations again, and just a small point about Rhode Island. I think this demonstrates today that when you have an issue you have to bring up, we can get everybody in one small room and fix it right away, okay? Thanks, Tom. Thank you all.
Thank you, Senator Reid. And of course, I would also be remiss not to mention our appreciation for the General Assembly's leadership of Speaker Shekarchi, Senate President Ruggiero, and the co-sponsor of the legislation that added Rhode Island International to the airport's name, Senate Majority Leader McCaffrey and Rep. Brian Patrick Kennedy. Thanks to the General Assembly's support for Governor McKee's vision to enhance destination marketing, Rhode Island has solid foundation on which to promote new routes to help bring people to our state, while we, as the airport, encourage surrounding communities to make choice to fly RI and support our airport and our airlines. Please allow me to introduce Rhode Island's Speaker of the House, Joe Shekarchi.
Thank you, Iftikhar. Thank you all for being here today. Always a good time and a great opportunity to come to Warwick, to the airport, because we're announcing good things. But good things don't happen unless you have a good team behind it. And I know it's been talked about by a lot of different people, but I want to focus on the collaboration. Iftikhar mentioned that it starts with the governor, it starts with the top, if you will, with Senator Reid, who has been an incredible partner not only to the state but to the airport, who recognized, and he used the right word, the investments that the federal government has made. And it comes with a partnership with the governor and the Senate president and my good friend, Senator Mike McCaffrey, who I want to take one moment and say, Mike, it will not be the same without you. My 10 years in the General Assembly, you've been one of my best friends, but a great partner for the city of Warwick. And it goes all the way down to the city and of course, the mayor, who has shown a vision of pro-business since he's been there, and a bipartisanship to work together with the General Assembly, the governor, and the senator to make this happen. When I walked in, John Savage said, he introduced me to Mr. Moxie, and he said to me, Doxie, excuse me, and he said to me, the speaker and the airport gave the airport money, the marketing fund, and that's not true, John. We didn't give it to you. You earned it. You and Iftikhar and the airport, you've done a tremendous job stabilizing the airport during the COVID times, enhancing it and growing. And to you, Tom, Doxie, and all of your Breeze team members, we welcome you here. We're glad you're building a base here. We want you to succeed. We will assist you. You will have the entire team of Rhode Island, from the mayor to the General Assembly, to the governor, to the U.S. Senate behind you. We want your success. Your success is Rhode Island's success. So we want you to continue to grow here. I just want to talk about the airport for 1 minute. It has not always enjoyed the best of times over the years with the city of Warwick. But since John and Iftikhar have taken over, they have become a good neighbor and a good partner. We want you to succeed. We welcome Breeze here. I see my good friend Mayor Traficante and Jeff, board members who really have the essence of the community behind them. This is a community airport. It is not only a convenient one, but it reflects all of what's good for Rhode Island. We want to continue that success. I want to thank you. And Iftikhar, continue the good work. I want to come back again and again, hopefully as your speaker again and again, but come back and say all the good things as Breeze continues to grow and this airport continues to grow and becomes a good partner, a good economic driver for the city of Warwick and the state of Rhode Island. Thank you all today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is truly a great state, as well as the city of, we're honored to have Senator McCaffrey here with us today for what we may be his final appearance at an airport press conference, having just announced his retirement from the General Assembly. Leader McCaffrey, on behalf of the RIAC Board of Directors and all of our employees, allow me to offer my most sincere appreciation for your decades of public service. In particular, I would like to thank you for your leadership when it comes to matters involving Rhode Island T.F. International Airport and the jobs, revenue, and overall economic impact generated for the entire state. I hope you take a tremendous amount of pride in all your accomplishments and all you have done to support your state and your community. I know I speak for everyone here when I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Ichtofak, for those kind words. It's certainly an honor and a pleasure to be here. You're not only in Warwick, but you're entirely in Senate District 29 since redistricting, so you're landing in Senate District 29. But over the last number of years, there's been a lot of great things that have taken place here at T.F. Green International Airport, starting with the name change. About a number of months ago, we had Breeze come and announce that they were coming here. After that took place, Ichtofak and John Savage met with the Senate leadership as well as the House leadership and said how important it is that we invest in destination funding so that people know where Rhode Island is and want to come to Rhode Island. And in this budget, with the help of the Speaker and the Senate President, we did put substantial funding in there that hopefully is going to help the airport and continue to expand and get more airlines here like Breeze. But today is a great day for the airport, a great day for the city of Warwick, because we're showing that this airport is here, this airport is strong. With Breeze becoming a base in the state of Rhode Island, it shows we have something to offer here. And when you fly into Green, you stay at hotels, you eat at restaurants, so it's just not what happens on the site here, it's what happens all over the state of Rhode Island. So I want to thank Tom for coming here and expanding here, and thank Ichtofak again for those kind words. And I know that T.F. Green International Airport is going to be here for a long time. And I know under the leadership of the board with Jonathan and his team members there, they're going to continue to do what's best for the state of Rhode Island. Thank you.
This is truly a great day for the state as well as the city of Warwick, which as we all know, will make a fine home base for Breeze flight crews and support staff. Indeed, one of the benefits that being a base offers to Rhode Islanders is the added security of knowing that should normal flight delays impact crew availability, that there are other qualified personnel living right here in Rhode Island who can adapt to schedule changes and better serve our community. Mayor?
When you speak at number 7, there's not a lot left to say. And I want to thank the governor for taking my line about the airport being in Warwick. But today's announcement is very good news for my city. With Warwick having 16 hotels, many fine restaurants, and being the retail capital of the state, the success of the airport is crucial to Warwick's economy. Warwick's proud to be the gateway to Rhode Island. I want to thank and acknowledge Governor McKee, and even though he's not here, DOT Director Peter Alviti for working with us on improvements to Post Road. And I also want to thank Speaker Shikachi. He's been a partner with me for trying to revitalize this area. It's been neglected for a long time, but it's an important area. We already have projects in the works which will bring apartments, a new hotel, and retail to the Post Road Strip. We're beginning to fill the long empty buildings and lots. We're walking right down Post Road, and we're determined to work as a team, both state, airport, and the city, to make Rhode Island a very desirable destination. Thank you.
At this point, I would like to invite our board chair, John Savage, for some closing remarks. His leadership has brought us many great results that will leave a lasting positive impact on Rhode Island. Our board works very hard under his leadership. 2 of our board members are right here, Mr. Bogosian and Mr. Traficani. Our team is blessed to have such a committed board and board chair. As always, I'm grateful for John's insights and guidance. Mr. Savage.
Well, thank you all very much for coming today for this very exciting day and announcement. Particular thanks to the folks from Breeze, Tom and Michael who came up, and Jim and the rest of the group. It shows real confidence in what we've been trying to do here for many, many years. And it's nice to see other people see what a special place Rhode Island is, because it really is a special place. And we have we're so fortunate to have leadership that we have in the state, from Governor McKee to Senator Reed, Speaker Shikachi, Leader McCaffrey, Mayor Warwick coming. As our previous speaker said, we have the ability to really accomplish anything here and to do it very quickly and to pivot quickly. And this is an opportunity that we hope to demonstrate to Breeze, to show our appreciation and support for their confidence in our community. And we have a job to do here. And the job, under Iftikhar's tremendous leadership with the great team at RIAC and everybody in the community, people in this room and people that everybody in this room sees and speaks to, whether you're standing in a grocery line, whether you're with friends and family, you're with someone on a weekend, you must get out the message that these are great things here at the airport, that and if we are going to enjoy more announcements like this, you must get the message out that we must use these services here and show our support for Breeze and these flights and these routes. And I'll end with saying, if we don't use it and we don't encourage people to use it, we'll lose it. And if we want to see it grow, we must use it, and the more we use it, the more it'll grow. So with many thanks to the tremendous team we have, and again to Tom and Michael and the Breeze crew, and to all of you, thank you very much, and I'll hand it back over to Iftikhar. Thank you.
So this is the first time in Rhode Island's history that this airport has become a base for an airline with 200 to 240 jobs, $90,000 average salary, 20 new nonstops, West Coast and possibly European flights. Looking at the impact, it's about $1.4 billion impact of this announcement over the next 10 years. This is excellent news for Rhode Island and for RIAC. And it is thanks to the group of folks that are sitting over here. And thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. And Governor and the Speaker and the Senator and Mayor. And you know, this is what it takes to get here, and we appreciate this confidence in the state that Breeze has expressed. But I would also like to thank my team that has worked very hard on it for last 4 years, especially the last 1 year, and especially the folks that put this event together. John Goodman, standing right there, Kelly Wright, Marcus Berger, Dennis Greco, we have Jay Del Rosario, and Tim Pimentel, Alicia Seabay, who's just outside the door, and the maintenance folks that put all of this together, and the team that has worked so hard. So round of applause for all of these folks. So thank you for coming in today. If there are any questions, we'll take those one-on-one. And thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.